Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to the new tutorial from the SketchUp Arc Studio. Today I am going to show you how you can create some realistic exterior renders in Enscape. So this is the 3D environment that we have in here, and all of these trees related to the Enscape objects and assets. So in this place I'm going to set some changes in here. For example, I need these type of trees more than others. So I can take some copies in here, something like that, to move my tree in here and make it a little bit to the downside, something like this, and make it a little bit to the right side, something like that. So this is the simple environment that we have in here. I'm going to move in this environment very fast and easy to show you more details of this job in here. This is some type of modern design building, very simple and easy with only few materials. So I'm going to start my job with adding some type of assets in this environment. So I go closer, and I think this place is good for me. All the materials set for us: pavement, road and asphalt, and the sun direction. So I only want to do some simple jobs, and after that I want to render my job again. So for this reason, I'm going to click on the Enscape asset library, and I'm going to click on the categorize and click on the vehicle part in here. So I'm going to start my job with selecting one of these cars in here. I prefer to use some type of SUV for this type of road and pavement. So I prefer to use this one in this place and add it to my environment and apply changes. Don't worry about the color, rotation, and coordinate of these objects. We can fix it a little bit while. So I'm going to click on this, click on the rotate option in here, and I want to rotate it about 270 degree in this place, and I want to orbit in my environment and fix it with my ramp about maybe some number about 270 is good. So I'm going to click on the apply changes, and this is the final result of this job in here. I really like this one. And about the color, you can change the color automatically, very simple and easy. You only need to click on this object you want, click on the selection, and click on the color of the car. I want to change it to the full black, for example, and now I can see the changes and results in here. If you want some color like the white, you can click on it and select white smoke in here. It completely depends on you and your taste. So I prefer to use some type of dark color like the dim gray in here and click on the apply changes. So we need another type of asset like the, for example, animal. So I prefer to use flock of birds in here. So I'm going to orbit my camera. Some place like that can be really good, and I click on the apply changes. Now I can see it in my environment. Another asset I need related to the people. So I'm going to select people in here. I can categorize them like the female, male, electric, exclusive, and other type of parts. But I prefer to use one of simplet. So I only want to change my job to the standing objects and assets. After that, I want to check it on the female and male in here. Alright. Everything is good for me right now, so I can add one of these double couples in here, like this one. I can click on them, rotate them, very simple and easy, like this, and move them a little bit to this side. So I hold the coordinator and the gizmo and move it in this place and click on the apply changes. It takes a little bit time. After that, you can see one of the results in here. So everything is good. I'm going to press F on my keyboard and click on the camera number 1 and close it. So now I need to create my shot in here. For this reason, I start my job with the safe frame in this place. So I'm going to click on the visual setting in here and use the field of view to zoom a little bit on my environment, something like that. Alright, I can zoom a little bit on my project, about 36 degree. Now I can click on the F option and edit my camera position a little bit, something like that can be much better. and I can re-coordinate XYZ very simple and easy. I'm gonna add it to the 1 or 0. I prefer to use some type of number like the 2, and the I is about 127.6, and I want to rename my camera shot and spell it correctly. So I'm going to click on the save box in here and click on the camera number 1. So I'm going to click on this flock of birds in here, and I want to move them a little bit in here and move them on the blue axis. It takes a little bit time, so be patient. Move them a little bit to the upside, about 3 meters. Now it's much better. And everything is done for me right now. So I'm going to click on the Enscape environment in this place. I can change the sun position and time of the day. Now it's about 6 of the morning. You can change it to some type of realistic lighting time, about 6:16, and hold Ctrl or U on your keyboard to change the sun direction. I prefer to use this type of sun in here. And now I'm going to click on the visual setting in this place. So I'm going to start my job with the skybox in here. I prefer to use white cubes in here to make the city HDRI environment whole of my place. So density of the clouds is 0, variety is 0, and size amount 0. Control is not important. So now time for creating the atmosphere. For creating the atmosphere, I'm going to click on this bar in here and reduce the fog option in this place. So about the sun brightness, if I reduce the sun brightness from 80% to the 0%, you can see the result, and it's completely like the overcast. So I prefer to increase it a little bit, about 88%. Night sky is not important, and the shadow sharpness, look at these place in here. If I increase it to the 100, you can see much sharper shadows in this place, but it's not realistic. So I prefer to reduce it to make the soft shadows in here. We don't have any type of artificial light brightness, but the ambient brightness helps you to calculate inside of the house with the outside of the house. So I prefer to use 66% of it, and I'm going to close it. Press F on my keyboard and click on the camera number 1 in here. So if you want some type of direct sunlight in here, very simple. Sunlight position from this place. You can remove some of these trees very fast and easy and press delete. And now you can see the changes in here. Alright. This one and this one. And this is the final result of it. But I prefer to use them, all of them at the same time. So I only want to say that you can delete them like this. So I'm gonna play with the sunlight in here a little bit. Something like this. And I want to click on the visual setting in this place and turn off the auto exposure in here, because I want to re-exposure my screen manually. So I prefer to increase it a little bit, about 56%. I turn on the depth of field and uncheck the autofocus. Now we have some blur screen here. When I decrease the focal point or increase it, I can see some shiny bright line on my screen. When I move it and hold it on these two people and car or the facade of this building, I can focus on all of them at the same time. I prefer to use these distance from my camera lens and type 37.28 meter. And when I increase the depth of field, look at these leaves in here. When I increase the depth of field, all these seeds and trees will be get blur. So I prefer to use some decay number, about 18%. And I want to switch rendering quality to the ultra mode. So I'm going to click on the image bar and turn on the auto contrast in here. Now we have much better lighting management in this place. If you want some warm render, you can decrease the color temperature, and if you want some cold render, you can increase it. I prefer to reduce it, about 5600 Kelvin. Motion blur is not important and it's related to the animation, but lens flare is really important. So I want to decrease it about 30%, and the bloom is about 0, vignette is about 10, and chromatic is about 0. I will come back to the atmosphere bar in here and increase the sun brightness a little bit, about 126, and the wind intensity is 0. So when I click on the skybox and output, I can change the resolution, very simple and easy. I prefer to turn off the save frame in here, and another time I'm going to click on it, change it to the custom mode, and I can reduce or change the second parameter in the pixels, about 9020 to 128, like that. And when I click on the main bar, I can reduce the field of view another time, about 30° horizontal. So everything is done for me right now, and I want to render this job. So I'm gonna minimize it in here. At the left side of my camera, we have more free fills in this place. So I prefer to completely fill it and charge it. So on the red axis, I'm gonna move the tree in here. You can see it in the back side. And in this place, I prefer to move this tree in here. A little bit in this place, and now it's much better. So I only have one work about these render, and it's related to the material. So I'm going to click on the material editor, and I have some works with these windows. So I'm going to click on the transparent glass blue in here, and I want to reduce the roughness to the 0, and I want to turn it to the frosted glass, and I want to reduce the opacity like this. But you can see the reflection of the HDRI, and it's not really realistic. So I prefer to increase it like that to see more sun and shadow calculation. We call it global illumination. So 62% is really good, and refractive index related to the interior rendering. But now I prefer to reduce it about some number like 1.25. And the tint color is something like the dim gray. So about the specular, I can increase the specular to have more brightness on my glasses. But I prefer to reduce it right now, about 44%. And in this place, I can change the color of it to the dim gray, very simple and easy. Alright, after all of these jobs, I can click on the grass base in here, and it's related to the environment grass. And I can change the tint color to some type of warm color like the wheat or bisco. So I prefer to change it to the wheat color and reduce the image fade about 86%. Now you can see the result of it, very simple and easy. If you change it to some type of gold color, you will have some type of yellow grasses in here. And it completely depends on your taste. So I prefer to use some type of tomato color in here or coral color, and change the image fade to the 74%, and the result is something like that. So you can increase the height of the grass, but I prefer to reduce it about 4%, and the height variation is about 66%. Other type of things are completely done in here. I only want to click on the asphalt road in this place and reduce the roughness of it to see more reflections of these buildings on my surfaces. So I prefer to use 28% for these material in here, and about the building body, I can reduce the roughness a little bit like that, about 40, and the panels is about 36. Alright, everything is good for me right now, so I only want to reduce the pavement roughness. Actually, I want to increase the reflection of them, so 18% is really good, and close this window in here. So time for the rendering. I'm going to click on the screenshot in this place and save it as the JPG on my desktop. So I press save to see the result. It takes a little bit time, and after that you can see the final result, very simple and easy, on the Enscape 3D rendering engine. So I want to take one normal render in here, and another one is the white render. So for creating the white render, this is the first render of our job. You can see it very simple and easy. And now I want to take some white render. So for this reason, I'm going to click on the visual setting and click on the style and change it to the white mode. And I can decrease the auto exposure to the 50 like that, or 54%. This is the final result of it, very simple and easy. And I can click on the screenshot button in here and save it as the JPG image bar in here. So you can create these type of CG art and visual renders realistic, very simple and easy, only in 14 or maybe 20 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. This is the final render, and this is the colorful render in here. So thanks for watching. Comment your opinion about this tutorial and share it with your friends. Thanks so much and goodbye.